Alright, so let's talk about this pile of steaming bear doo-doo called The New Mutants. Did anybody actually want this movie? I didn't want this movie. I first heard about this movie like 3-4 years ago when the first trailer started hitting theaters, and it's like, wait, what? New Mutants? Is this some an X-Men? We were left like in the dark. Is this an X-Men thing? What is this? Is this a horror movie? They tried to bill it as some young adult horror movie. But it's got X-Men in it, except it doesn't have X-Men. Ow, I just hit my arm on the wall. Except it doesn't have X-Men in it. It's got mutants. And we'll make a couple of, overt references to Charles Xavier and stuff. But what? So, yeah. That's my stupid intro to this movie, because I'm still, after watching it, I watched it twice actually because I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something important. No, I'm not. So you've got Danny, who is a Native American girl, wakes up to find her village. I think they call it her reservation, which is kind of a crappy way to describe her. I don't know. There's some things here that I don't like the way they did it. It was just lazy, whatever. There's lots of things lazy about this movie, guys. I can't sit here and I'd be here for the 2 hours length of the movie if I had to sit here and talk about everything I hated about it. But anyway, this giant smoke monster from Lost shows up and eats everybody, including her dad. She wakes up in this hospital, quote unquote hospital, with this Dr. Reyes and some other kids who also have mutant abilities, right? You got, oh god, I can't remember the name. You got Ileana, who's this Russian bitch, and played by Anna Taylor-Joy, I think her name is, and I don't like her. I've never liked anything she's been in. I think she's wooden, and I don't like her. I'm sorry. Sue me, argue with me in the comments below about it. I just don't. She's the Russian. She can turn into this, she got this metal arm. She's like the Winter Soldier with a lightsaber or something that she can just turn her arm, and this goofy ass, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff that needs to be explained to me that they just go, oh, here. And it's like, what? Okay, sure. You've got Rain, she turns into like a werewolf. Let's not have a cool mutant ability. Let's have an actual werewolf. That would be all right, right? And then you've got the Brazilian Human Torch guy who, gets too hot when he gets horny and self-combusts, which is a rather bad trait to have. Just saying. And then you got the guy from Kentucky who they stereotyped. He's always wearing, these dirty ass rags with his shitty trucker hat, has this terrible Kentucky accent thing going, and it's like, oh my god. All these characters are stereotypes of some type. You've got, like the Kentucky redneck hick guy, right? You've got Danny's not as bad as she could be. I mean, they could have gone full out, and they almost did. You got the Scottish devout Catholic werewolf in Rain. You got the playboy Brazilian guy in Roberto, I think his name was, and the Russian bitch in Ileana. And I feel like I'm leaving somebody out here and I can't think of it. But anyway, but back to the story. Let's get back to the story here. So Danny wakes up in this hospital. We meet all our mutant friends. We find out what their things are, right? What their deal is. And we never go anywhere. We stay right here in this hospital, and nothing really happens, except for the rest of these mutants start having weird events. And I guess that was supposed to be the horror movie element of this film, was they were having these scary events where something was invading their mind and presenting their fears and all this crap. Except they do this in such a way that it's so episodic. It's like, oh, a fear thing, and then we all have another bonding scene. That's, oh, a fear thing, and then it's another little silly bonding scene, and then it's end fight. But we never go anywhere, and it's just these kids in this place, and their little bickering, infighting, teenage crap. And I'm still sitting here going, what was the point of this? What was the point of this movie? Were we trying to introduce like a new class of X-Men? You had X-Men, and you had X-Men First Class, right? We reinvented the characters except 50 years earlier. What are we trying to do here? Well, it doesn't matter anymore because this was a Fox thing. Fox had the X-Men. Fox was like, oh, we need a X-Men for the kids today, I guess, or something. I don't know. Now that Disney owns all this crap, they're like, ah, shit, we got this shit movie. We got to put it out just to get it over with, I guess. Let's just get it out and hope nobody notices, right? I don't know. Hopefully they just sweep this under the rug. I mean, they actually bill this as the 13th X-Men movie. And I'm going, what the hell, man? So I had to add this up too. You got the 3, first round X-Men movies. X-Men 2, Last Stand, right? Then you had the 2 Wolverine movies. You had Origins. Then you had the one in Japan there. That's 5. Then you have 2 Deadpool movies. That's 7. You have 4 First Class movies. Yeah. And then there was one more, and I always forget this last movie. Hold on, I'll remember it in a second. Shit. I always forget this one. Remind me in the comments below. I'm just going to publish this like this. I know there's one more I'm leaving off of this. And it's like, oh, yeah, every time. And it's like, duh, yeah. Logan. Logan is the one I'm missing. Of course it is. How could I forget that one? And in a way, this movie is related to Logan, but you won't know that unless you have like a photographic memory of the Logan end credit scene where they're like delivering some blood samples or something from the Essex Corporation. Now, the Essex Corporation is one of these Marvel, mythical entities from the Marvel comic book universe that ties into the X-Men and stuff. But that's the only connection, apart from a couple of remarks during one scene where they're like, oh, the X-Men, we're going to go work for Xavier or something like that. That's really the only connection that this has to the X-Men. Are we making new X-Men or are we not? We need to tie this in somehow. I don't know. I think I'm diverging here. I'm rambling. I'm getting all out of sorts. I'm getting back to the plot here. So anyway, all the fear scenes, right? And it comes out at the end where we have this big fear scene where Illyana's little smiley face guys come out and actually become manifest in the reality, start actually trying to kill people. Danny, turns out, is the big bear in disguise. Oh no, like we didn't see that coming. We kind of knew that after a little bit. We're like, oh, I see what's going on here. Yeah, that was not predictable or anything, guys. And of course, Bear shows up. Right, well, no, there's another scene here where Reyes gets ordered by the head of Essex to terminate Danny, right? So instead of just doing it, she has to take Danny into this room and go through this big monologue scene that's worthy of, The Incredibles. This is why that was made, that comment in The Incredibles was made. She starts monologuing this whole thing. And you're sitting here going, what are you doing? Why are you monologuing this and telling Danny the plot, the whole plans for whatever? And it's like, what? No, this is silly. This is silly. It's silly. That's no other word to describe that scene. And that made me think of, oh God, she's monologuing again. I'm just, what the... But, predictably, the bear shows up. The bear stomps everything. And then Danny, wakes up and goes, oh no, calm your shit, Bear, and okay, now we're all good. Yeah, and that's it. The X-Men don't show up and go, hey, we're the X-Men, why don't you come join us? No, it's just the end of the movie, and we're just left to go, oh, okay. Not that it's going to matter. They're going to sweep this under the rug. This is going to be like, this movie never happened. It's going to show up under the Disney Plus, legacy Marvel movies. Hopefully, they'll look at the very end of that list so nobody ever watches it again. I'm giving New Mutants a 2. Because it makes no sense. It's fairly boring. It's lazy written. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. This is an entire package deal. There's just not much about this movie that made me want to watch it in the first place. The only reason I did was because I wanted to come here and crap on it. I'm going to be honest. I kind of went into this movie not wanting to like it, but I was ready to go, okay, it doesn't suck. No, it pretty well sucks. And I can't say that any nicer. 2 out of 5. If you have to watch it, okay, makes fun of it, put the little, Guys down here in the corner, silhouette. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just sit here and rag on this movie the entire time. 2 out of 5. If you like this video, hit subscribe, hit the like, hit that little bell so you'll be notified when I put more of these out. It tells YouTube, hey, this guy's putting out videos that people maybe want to see. If you don't, that's cool too. I get it. Let me know in the comments how I could make this better. I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, thank you, and we'll see you next time.